wrong way, we were able to tilt it back into our favor. And I was proud of those guys. Golly, man, we showed up. And next man up mentality, the next man up did a good job today, across the board. But as a team, I was proud of them.
That resilience that you talked about, it's something that maybe you've been building towards all season, but especially after the fumble, Amani's pick.
Huge. I felt like that was one of those, like, okay, come on, man. And for Amani to be able to, and that defense, that's also that was a product of the way we were playing, and we were hitting them and playing aggressive, and so that was another product. That was just a great drive by him too, and huge play by Amani. And so that, I felt like, tilted it back in our favor, and then certainly next play we score. So that was huge.
Did you feel like that resilience has been building all year? I mean, the things that you went through earlier this year and doing it a couple times and maybe not sustaining it, that was the result of all.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that's what you're trying to get. I mean, that's what we're trying to build around here, and I do think that those guys have bought into it, and I felt like they've bought into it all year. It's been that just what gets us over the edge, what's going to get us to that point where we start figuring it out, and we can keep the momentum in our favor, and and so we did it today. We executed the game plan perfectly. It was a great job by our coaches, man, putting it together. And then obviously just those players, man, stepping up and just not, I mean, they don't care, like they don't care. They don't care who we're playing. It's like, let's go. They're ready to go. And they believe, they have. And shoot, man, that's all you can ask for. As your players, man, as a coach, is just guys who want to come back and go to work, and they don't give a crap who we're playing. So I was proud of them.
Sorry about that. You mentioned off the top, just all three plays is playing really, really well. But defensively, maybe just speak to the job Aaron did and the game plan that he and his defensive coaches put together. It's a pretty good offensive team that they just scored their first touchdown until 5 minutes left in the game. Just the job that defense did overall, and Aaron did this coaching staff.
Yeah, listen, look, you're not going to be hard for me to find the right words to speak of AG. Got a ton of respect for him, but he's once again put together a great game plan. We knew what we had to do. We needed to hit this guy. We needed to bottle him up. We needed to be aggressive on these receivers. And those guys did it. But AG, once again, man, he knows, he understands what we have to do every week, and his staff too. I think we've got a hell of a staff defensively, and those players know exactly what's expected and what's going to give them the best, the best odds to win or to shut down an offense or give us a chance to win, and they did it.
Did the defense almost have to play with no fear against a guy like that? Like you said, be aggressive. He can certainly burn you if you want it that way. But it looked like you guys just
that was throw caution to the wind. It's that's one of those, you either win or you lose by 50. And fortunately, it worked in our favor. But we knew we needed to be aggressive, and you can't go timid against these guys. And you had to force them to play your game. If you play their game, you're going to be in trouble. And so we did that.
So what about the way Goff played today? Like the bounce back game for him from last week?
Yeah, listen, man, he made some outstanding throws today. My gosh, man, the first one to St. Brown was unbelievable. Just how he had to step up, release it quick. It's there. I mean, that's a heck of a play. The throw to Reynolds right before halftime, huge play. But he got us in the right play. I thought he maneuvered well. He took some hits. He bounced back. I thought he played outstanding. My gosh.
Were you worried about him when he went out with the knee?
No. He's pretty tough. I told him I appreciated the sacrifice to get us some personal fouls. It's what he sacrificed for the team. So.
You guys have put Will Harris in some tough spots in the last couple of weeks, having him play nickel first of all, and today really outside the box and an outside cornerback spot. So why did you make that decision, and how do you feel like you responded?
Yeah, well, at first that was before we thought we were going to get Iffy back. Like, you don't even know what's going on. You think you get AJ's, our nickel, but you're trying to maneuver some of these, I mean, this is, as the game plan was being put together, that's when you learn that you just lost all your other corners. We just lost Nickel, you lost Motley, all these guys. And so now you're like, all right, what's going to give us the best opportunity? And we felt like, hey, let's give Will a shot. Will, safety to nickel, and for what we were going to try to do defensively, we're like, what, this would be good for him game plan wise. Let's see if he can go out there and play a little bit and let him be aggressive. And man, it's credit to him. And by the way, he is like, Coach, what do you need? AG, AP talked to him, and he's like, Coach, I'll do whatever you need. Let's go. And that's a credit to him.
And I know that sometimes playing for pride feels like a bit of a cliche, but what kind of indication do you have that that's what these guys want to do or willing to do? I know you were saying play for yourself, play for the name on your back, and play for the guy next to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's, man, you have to go there. You know, when you're where we're at this point of the season and you kind of know you're out of the hunt, but when you appreciate and respect the guys you're around and your coaches and what's being told to you and just knowing what, hey, this is where it is, these are the circumstances, I think that you make the most of the opportunity. You make the most of it. It is what it is, and those guys are there again. It goes back to we got the right guys. I mean, we really do. And as far as guys that you want character-wise and what they're made of, because we don't have guys that are worried about themselves or complaining about this or it's somebody else's fault or we don't have those guys. We have guys that are like, they just want results and how can I help? And that always gives you a chance.
And Dan, do you believe in a so-called statement win? And what message do you think this sends to the fan base with a 12.5-point dog?
No, I mean, look, I don't see statement win. Here's what I see. We knew we could win this game, and we feel like that every week. But we knew we could, but we knew we had to play a certain type of game, like any week. You know, if we can execute the game plan. And so, no, you don't always, I mean, nobody thinks of it as like, well, we're going to win by 12. No, we knew to win this game it would be a dogfight. It was going to come down probably to the last possession. Well, it didn't this time, but I don't see it as a statement, you know. I mean, this league, anybody can win, anybody can lose, but I know this. Our guys were prepared, we were ready to go, and that was a good win.
And how impressed are you with the performance of Craig Reynolds, especially the first drive, set the tone early?
Yeah, Craig's done a good job. Craig, since day one, he's come in and he's come in and just done his job. You know, it's all about intensity, it's all about focus, and he's just done a great job on scout team and just waited for his opportunity. And he's gotten 2 now back to back and showed up.
Just on that, just keep mentioning staying aggressive late in the first half. There, you get the stop down near the goal line, and then go 98 however many yards and get the touchdown. Just how important was that drive, and why, I guess, did you feel the need to stay so aggressive in that moment? Yeah, I just, well, because look, that was one of the things we said we had to do and we needed to do. And so, you know, you don't want to like back off the gas. When you said you're going to do something, you got to do it. And that's an explosive offense. And so, even there before halftime, it's important that we get 7 and not 3. I just felt that way. And those guys knew it going into it. And we did. We had to be that way against this team.
Couple more guys.
Competed in every game all year, but just talk about how completed the game you guys played as far as you ran the ball, you passed the ball, got stopped passing, rushing. Just talk about how completed the game you guys played today compared to some of the previous weeks.
No, I mean, well, it helps. We stayed in rhythm. Look, we got some third down conversions offensively. That keeps us on the field. Those are huge, particularly early. That's something we haven't been very good at. We were today. We were able to do those things. So we stay on the field and kind of make it our game. And then, you know, to be able to push the ball down the field, get some throws, those were big. And, you know, when you're able to get in a rhythm, get your quarterback in a rhythm, convert on third downs offensively, you're going to open up your playbook. It'll help that, you know. And then defensively, for what they did, you know, we already talked about it. I mean, those guys were aggressive. We were able to bottle them up, pin them in, good coverage. And special teams did exactly what they needed to do today.
2 guys who were pretty instrumental in bottling them up, Jalen Reese-Maven and Charles Harris.
It was good to get 44 back. It was real good to get him back. But yeah, Charles has been a relentless player for us all season long. He's a nuisance to quarterbacks, but he plays the run as well. He's a well-rounded, really defensive end, outside linebacker, if you will. So he really showed up. And I tell you what, listen, to do what we had to do today, you have to be unselfish as a rusher. You have to be, because if you're all about yourself and going after this guy, that's when he can make you look silly. He rolls out of the pocket, he breaks contain, and so those guys worked hand in hand. They knew. And so that's a credit to everybody up front, everybody involved in the rush plan.
Mike, last one.
Just one thing, the last 5 or 6 games you've been able to run the ball pretty much with whoever you face. How much of that is on the offensive line and how much of it is on the scheme and play calling?
No, well, look, I give that to the O-line. You know, it's a credit to them and our tight ends and Cabinda. I mean, that's huge. And Nelson, our jumbo tight end. That's a credit to all those guys. And,
you know, when you have guys like that and they play the way they play, it makes our job easy to scheme it up, a lot easier, I'd say. So, man, it makes your life a lot easier when you call them plays. I know that.
Last one, Justin.
Cabinda's been your guy all year. Just to be able to call a play to get him a touchdown the first of his career, what that meant to you.
Yeah, it was good, man. Cabinda's one of those guys, like, he deserves one, man. He deserves a bone for all the dirty work he does, the special teams player he does, that he is for us, and it was good. I'm proud of him, and he is, man. He's a workhorse. Just does what he does. Doesn't say a word, doesn't complain.
This is what you envisioned, right? I mean, when you sat down this and running the way you did, playing defense the way you did, that's sort of the foundation, what you want to be there.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it was a lot closer here, Yeah, certainly. I mean, to be able to control it and feel like you have control of the game. And like, I felt like that was more, they were playing our game. We weren't playing theirs. And that's what we needed to be able to do.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay. Thanks.
Hey guys, we're gonna have Craig Reynolds in here in a moment.